Foyle Church and Rescue started in 1993. As a result, we lost a friend to the river. Since then, the charity has actually stopped over 2,000 people from taking their own life. I've taken 279 people out of the river alive, and I've actually recovered 115 bodies. I mean, when we first started, we said that at least if we save one person's life, then it would be worth it. We're going on 19 years, and I think the statistics speak for themselves. In the early days when we first started, we had 10p in our pocket, basically we had no radios or no nothing. And I was to ring the emergency services if we needed help and assistance. Since then we've progressed with a 24-hour emergency response team.
And we're basically on call 24/7, 365 days of the year. We can be paged day or night by the police to an incident, i.e. if someone has actually either physically jumped into the river. Our normal response time from in bed to scene is usually hopefully around 7 minutes, which is reasonably quick. That's another end of the organisation that a lot of the general public don't know or are even aware that it exists. Unless they're actually there to witness something happening. But it's a very important part of the organisation. By and large, there's a commitment there to be on pager for as long as you can, basically.
The organisation itself, there's about 50 to 60 volunteers now. Some have been in from maybe 16, 17, 18 years. Some have just recently been recruited there and are in the process of doing their training. From that point of view, I mean, it's a big ask of them too. It shows an immense dedication from the people that's in here. The one thing that we do have in here, you'll find as shore coordinator, the expectations that this is going to be all action and that we're going to be running and diving and all the rest of it, and it's anything but. To run you through basically what a duty night entails, here, duty nights with Foyle Church and Rescue, you start here around 9 o'clock at night, report for duty, and we take about half an hour, 45 minutes to go over what has to be done, get the jeep organised and loaded, sort out the teams for the night, and usually there's a delegated team leader to do that. In terms of the setup within a duty night, basically it's a team leader's responsibility for the entire running of the night and to delegating who does comms in the walking team, who does comms in the jeep, down to who's carrying the first aid kit. That's one of the things in Foyle Church that's vitally important in here is ongoing training. Once a new volunteer comes into the organisation and they've been in say around about a year or so, they will be given the option to become coxswain trained. That's a level 2 coxswain where they can actually put through a course that at the end of the day will give them a licence to drive speedboats, motorboats. We also go through things like sea survival courses. We have recently acquired now for the first time a defibrillator, which is going to be another, I think, vital piece of kit for us long term. We very recently now have converted from analog radios to digital radios. It means that our communications are so much clearer and better, and it gives us a much wider scope in terms of distances we can travel and still be able to communicate with each other. Whereas in the old analog system, you would have got a lot of areas that was black areas where it was a bit broken up. And to us, communication is vital, and that you need to get your message over there immediately. If there's a serious incident happen, there's no good in us saying something over the radio and the other person that will pick it up.
This is the Craigavon Bridge, so be part of the bridges we would monitor on a duty night. You can see from here, John, one of the issues people have with going under the water here is that there is very little access back out once they go in. And that is why it's essential that we get to an incident as quickly as possible. Particularly here on the west bank, it's shored up with steel girders all the way around here. So if somebody enters the water at this point here, they've no way out. So it's critical really to get to them as soon as possible. We also have both these sites here zoned on a duty night. So we have specific zones for specific areas, and what that will do is we can then tell a crew to go to a said zone for a said incident. The reason that it's all coded is that you will have people listening in on radios, and the less people that know about our business the better. In front of me here we have the new Peace Bridge. This only opened last year, and it just gives us one other bridge to have to look after. That's the tallest bridge of the three in the city here. That's the Foyle Bridge in the distance there. And that potentially is the most dangerous, obviously, because of its height.
We go out and also do talks to schools, an educational programme about the life belts and the dangers of throwing life belts in the river. Members of the public have to stand by and possibly watch somebody drown because somebody's vandalised the life belt. So it's getting the message across. There's not as much damage done to the life belts. The charity over the years has progressed. When we first started in Queen Street, there's about 20 or 30 of us then. Then we started progressing then into we got boats. People were giving us donations. And as we were saving people's lives, people realised what exactly we were trying to do and how we were actually going about it. One of the, I think, the nicest things about Foyle Search and Rescue is that this city has become so used to it. And I certainly can't imagine this city being without Foyle Search and Rescue.
Have we enough? That's what's back at base here, John. That has been informative in some shape or form.